Madrid just lost to Liverpool at Anfield, and let's get straight into the game because I'm very annoyed. I'm very disappointed, and it was such a bad watch. I want to get straight into the game, and the first person I want to talk about is Xavi Alonso. Xavi Alonso has panicked again. Something didn't go his way, and he panicked again. It was such a bad tactical match. It was such a bad watch. It was such a bad setup. Everything about it said he wanted. He thought he was playing Barcelona again. Camavinga on the right, with the same midfield pairings, with the same everything. He felt like he was playing Barcelona again. He didn't switch up the tactics. He didn't do anything to change it up. Absolutely the same thing we tried to do Barcelona. But the only thing was against Barcelona, they gave us the high line. That's why everyone knew that we would have a very huge chance of winning. They had their high line. Liverpool was not going to do that. There was no way Liverpool were going to do that. And it was just annoying to watch. Nothing changed. Literally, absolutely nothing changed. You could put any players in there, tactical wise. Everything was the same. It's like he just copy and pasted. Even though you're facing a more physical team, a team that is not going to give you the high line, and a team that have been on a losing streak before Aston Villa. Before the weekend, they were on a losing streak. This is one of the worst Liverpool's starts. This is one of the worst starts of Liverpool's probably history. It's so bad, right? Um, there was no tactics. He got outplayed by Slot, someone that everyone's been criticizing over the past 10 weeks because of how bad they've been playing. He got outcoached by him. He got outcoached by Arne Slot in 2025 after the bad run they've been going in. It's not like Arne Slot did like huge tweaks, but he did what works. He did what he knew would work against Xavi Alonso. He actually studied Xavi Alonso. Xavi Alonso looked like he didn't study Liverpool at all. There was no runs behind the defenders. There was no through balls. There was nothing. That's what's been hurting them against Semenyo, against the strikers, against I think it was like Igor Jesus. No, not Igor Jesus, but Igor Thiago, or all these strikers who've been succeeding against Liverpool. They've been making runs in behind, runs and runs, and making the defenders work. There was no tactics in this game by Xavi Alonso. And then apart from that, he panics and makes late subs. He didn't make his first sub until the 70th minute, I believe. And the sub was Rodrigo, who he hasn't used at right wing at all. The only time he used Rodrigo at right wing was against Atletico Madrid. When what happened? When he panicked. That's what he talks the whole season about. Rodrigo's a left winger. Rodrigo's a left winger. Rodrigo's a left winger. At right wing, we have Mastantuono, Brahim Diaz. We have Arda Güler who could play there. You could put Federico Valverde on the right side. But the whole season he talks about Rodrigo is a left winger. Rodrigo is a left winger. The whole season never puts him at right wing. Never puts him at right wing. And what does he do when he panics? Does he do when it's a big game and we're losing and we don't have the control that he wants? He puts Rodrigo right wing. You don't use him the whole season at right wing, but then you don't know what to do, so you put him at right wing. You throw everything out the window and you put him at right wing. Oh my God. There's no improvements in set pieces. It's the same thing over and over again. Liverpool beat us to 4 set pieces, I believe. One of them being the goal, but up to that, Courtois saved us so many times. It could have been 3 goals from set pieces before that one that came. There's nothing in set piece. You have Vinny on Van Dijk. I know it's to slow the run down, but where's Tchouaméni should be one of the centers of the set pieces. Eder Militao. Don't get me started on Dean Huijsen yet. But man, Xavi Alonso. I said it after the Atletico game that he has to win. That the big games at Madrid is what matters, and we gave him his flowers against Barcelona. We saw the setup. We saw how it worked, and then you go and do this against Liverpool, against a Liverpool that's lost like 6 out of their last 7. Ah, man, this is so annoying too. This was such an annoying game by him. And it's big question: is he made for big games? Is he made to set up and actually analyze the other teams? Is he a manager that could tactically analyze the opposition team? Because it didn't look like he did that today. I know he didn't do it. It didn't look like he did it, so I'm pretty sure he didn't do it. Then the other guy I want to talk about, the big man himself, the guy that it should be his team, Kylian Mbappe. Where was he today? Where was Kylian Mbappe? This is meant to be his team. This is meant to be his team. He came in. Vinny dropped his number so Mbappe could bring his up. Where this is meant to be Mbappe's team, and where does he show up in the big games for Madrid against Barcelona? Yes, he got his goal, but the rest of the game he was scared. Yes, he got his goal against Atletico Madrid, but the rest of the game he did absolutely nothing. The big games at Madrid, even last season against Arsenal, did absolutely nothing. And it's just annoying because this is meant to be his team. This is meant to be his team, and he's over here doing chopping the ball and doing absolutely nothing. It's so bad to watch. There's a picture of Carreras taking on three players, crossing the ball into the middle, and then Mbappe's on the edge of the box. Like, come on. It's such annoying to watch because he's non-existent. It's not like he doesn't get the ball, or when he gets the ball, he tries to shoot and create something and it just doesn't go his way. He's literally non-existent. Meant to be, keep in mind, this is meant to be Kylian Mbappe's team. You know, Vinny's goals drop, Vinny's assist drop. This is meant to be Mbappe's team. And look, and he's non-existent in these games for Real Madrid, and it's sad to watch. It's truly sad to watch because before Mbappe, we were doing amazing. Vinny was coming here, was kicking over here. Rodrigo would slide in. Jude Bellingham would come from outside the box. It's a different thing, right? And with Mbappe, it's like we have a striker that doesn't do the striker job. We have a striker that doesn't battle with his center backs. We have a striker that gave Virgil van Dijk and Konate the easiest game of the season. You know, I saw one of the games I watched was Brentford versus not Brentford, Bournemouth versus Liverpool at the first game of the season, and I saw how much Virgil van Dijk and Konate struggled. I saw how much they struggled. I saw them against Victor struggle so much against Victor Osimhen. I saw them struggle so much against Cunha when they played Man United, and then when Sesko when he came in. It's just such an annoying man. It's so annoying. They had their easiest game. They didn't have to do much. They just had to. Every time Mbappe would get the ball, it would be on the edge of the box. And what would he do? He would lay it off to Vinny and stay on the edge of the box. He wouldn't run in. He did absolutely no runs behind the defenders. How is Arda Güler gonna find you if you make no runs behind the center backs? He didn't want to get tired. He absolutely didn't even want to try it. Usually you see Mbappe try a run and then he might not get the pass the first time, but our players start seeing, oh, like he'll make the run. He made no runs. He would drop deep, get the ball, pass it wide, and stay at the edge of the box. So it's so weird, right? He gets so many goals, but we have a striker that doesn't do striker things. We have a striker that doesn't header the ball. We have a striker who's never in the box. So that's with Mbappe. I'll talk about the rest later. Dean Housen, Dean Hoysen doesn't matter now. I don't care. It's been a couple bad games by you now, a couple red cards, big games. Really didn't do much. But the thing was, against Barcelona, they didn't have a physical presence. Let's be honest. They didn't have a physical presence in attack. Absolutely no one. You're not going to struggle physically against Ferran Torres. You're not going to struggle physically against Lamine Yamal when it comes to the physical battle. You're not going to struggle against Pedri Fermin. You're not going to struggle physically against these players. I saw Dean Housen get pushed off the ball. Not just like a little battle, get pushed off the ball by Florian Wirtz in the first half. After that, I'm like, it's gonna be a long day physically for this guy with the amount of set pieces, with everything when it comes to fighting for the ball, with against Ekitike, against the rest of the players. I saw Dean Housen get pushed off the ball by Florian Wirtz. It was that play set it off for me, you know. Dean Housen, even one of the best attributes of Dean Housen is his ball playing. And even his ball playing was so annoying to watch today. Some of his passes were lazy, some of his passes were soft. They were not precise. He had pass. There was multiple times, right, where he would be a little bit under pressure and he would pass the ball out. It looked like it didn't even look like he was looking for the Madrid player, for his teammate. It literally looked like he just wanted to pass it out. That's how bad his passes were today. It was so bad, and that's meant to be like his best attribute. For me, the best attribute of Dean Housen is his passing range, is his like getting to the ball, for reading the game, but physically, oh my god, man! Even in the air, how can you be 6'5" and not win your aerial duels? How can you be 6'5" and not win your aerial duels? And Coming into this game, I said we might be okay on set pieces. We might be okay because Tchouaméni is an amazing aerial duel person. Other than Militao, we know how good he is in the air. And I said Dean Housen has gone caught early in the season, so he might have improved in the air. But it looks like this kid doesn't want to change his hair up. It looks like he doesn't want to look tired. It looks like he wants to look too cool. That he doesn't jump. He doesn't. I don't know what it is. Right? He's 6'5" and doesn't win his aerial duels. I don't understand that, man. And it's been a couple Atletico Madrid, then Liverpool, then he got a couple red cards of about a couple dumb red cards. Like it's genuinely scary days when it comes to aerial duels with Dean Housen, and I don't even know what else to say. A terrible game by Dean Housen. I want to talk about next Arda Guler, who I think had a very bad first half. Very bad first half. He wasn't on the ball. He's meant to be our guy, the guy on the ball that could break the lines. He absolutely did not do that. He was a person who should be our creative outlet. When you're a creative outlet, every time you get the ball, you try and create something. There was a ball over the defenders that he got to first. He was between the center backs and he decided to make a pass to the side to Mbappe, and it didn't even go to him. The defender got to it first. He was through. If he controls that forward, he's through on goal. I know he has the technical ability to control it and do that, but he didn't do it. I think it was a very bad game. During the time of watching the game, I was very annoyed with him because he is our creative outlet and there was no creativity. But second half, right? Second half comes in. If he's having a very bad game, everyone agrees. Everyone agrees he had a bad game. One of the things you should do is take him out. 60th minute, 55th minute. Take him out. If he's having a bad game, take him out. Xavi Alonso left him on for like 70, 75 minutes. Like I said, our first sub was like in the 70th minute. Arda Güler was having such a bad game, and it happened, right? Everyone has a bad game. But then the coach recognizes it. You bring in Trent and put Valverde in the midfielder. You bring Brahim Diaz. You bring different players. You bring Dani Ceballos. But no, he left him on for 70 minutes and just made it worse. Like I even kind of felt bad for him because like he knew he was having a bad game. His level dropped. As a coach, you should see that and take him out. You have Dani Ceballos, who's played big games. You have Trent, who you could place at right back, bring Pedro Valverde right down. You could put Valverde on the right, Camavinga in the middle, and take him out for Trent. And take Arda Güler out for Trent. Like, he was so slow on the ball. He'd get the ball, and he wanted to take 2-3 touches before even doing a pass or even looking up. He was outrun by McAllister, Gravenberch, and Soboslai. And look, I'll give him their props. After the Madrid players, I'm gonna give them their props. Don't worry, I will give Liverpool their props. And yeah, the chance he ruined, the rest were. And look, let's be honest. I'm pinpointing the players that I thought were so bad today, and not just today, but have shown glimpses in a couple games past, right? Like Mbappe, like Dean Housen, Xavi Alonso. And Arda Güler, right? He's shown up in the past games. Against Barcelona, got the assist, played well. Against Juventus, played well. Got the man of the match. Against Atletico Madrid, he was our only creative outlet that game. And so this game, Arda Güler, you had a bad game. Look, against Barcelona, it was kind of slow, but this game, Arda Güler, it's okay if you had a bad game because you've shown up in other games, right? Mbappe against Barcelona showed up for the goal and I did absolutely nothing after that. For the Atletico Madrid game, he showed up for the goal. I did absolutely nothing for the rest of the game. Dean Housen, when it comes to these games, has been terrible in the air. Physically gets beat. He looks like he's scared, and yeah. The people, this game would have ended 4-5 this game would have ended 4-5-6-0 if it wasn't for the guy himself, Thibaut Courtois, who deserves a round of applause, man, because I know Liverpool fans probably wanted to clap him as well, but Thibaut Courtois, oh my god, that Soboslai block, the one that where he extends his body, he looks like a big ass octopus that you just put right there. But man, Thibaut Courtois was amazing today. I genuinely the only way he was gonna score is by a perfect cross and a hard header, and that's exactly how we got scored on. But Thibaut Courtois, This is one of the best keepers of all time. I don't care what y'all say. He could chat to anyone. He could talk to anyone out there. He has the Premier League. He has the Champions Leagues. He has the Champions League performances. He has everything it takes. The ability, the shot stopping, the trophies. He could talk to anyone. Genuinely, he could talk to anyone except, look, I have Neuer, Buffon up there, but I genuinely believe that he could talk to anyone else. I don't care what you guys say. He could talk to anyone else other than that. I believe for Madrid, he could talk to a Casillas. You know, Casillas has Champions League above him in the World Cup, but when it comes to ability, when it comes to big games, which is what matters at Real Madrid, yes, Casillas has his things, but deep with Courtois, there's been times where it looks like he's alone. It looks like if it wasn't for Courtois, we don't win many things. And I just want to give a shout out to Courtois. I want to give a big shout out to Eder Militao, who was our solid. He is our solid center back. He is our center back. I love Eder Militao. I've talked about him here before. I really enjoy watching him. He puts his body in the line for everything. There was a shot, I think it was Mo Salah's shot, and he got put his whole body in it. Got the perfect timing. Like I said, I really enjoy Eder Militao. I like how he kept Ekitike pretty quiet. He struggled against Vlahovic last time a little bit. But I think he did a good job with Ekitike. Amazing performance by Militao. And Carreras had a good battle with Salah. It's not like people know that he had a good battle with Salah. They each won a couple of duels, but of course, like Salah beats him, so that's gonna be on the headline. But Carreras had an all right game. I think he had a good battle with Salah. It's not like he got cooked. It's not like he was struggling so much, but Salah would get the better of him. Carreras would get the better of him. It was a good battle between them. You know, Carreras. Fede Valverde was all right. He was pretty good. You know, he was all right. I think he struggled a little bit with the movement of Wirtz, and then you have Robertson coming in, and then he struggled a little bit with that because, you know, but I think overall those were some of the players, but the rest genuinely. Jude Bellingham had like a good 20 minutes. Vini was getting we had a good Vinny had the first 5 minutes. Vinny had Connor Bradley, but then after that, Vinny did absolutely nothing. We did absolutely nothing. But once again, embarrassing. This was an embarrassing display by the players, by Xavi Alonso. This was an embarrassing display, and if it wasn't for Militao and Courtois, this would have been 4-5-0. So I want to move on to Liverpool now. I want to give them their props. You know, guys, I've been hate watching Liverpool. I've been enjoying this Liverpool demise. I've enjoyed watching Liverpool this season. You know, because although they lose all the time this season before us and Aston Villa, the games were entertaining. The games were fun to watch. You know, but I want to give some props to some Liverpool players. I think I should give his respect back to Arne Slot. He set up very well at it against us. And this is one of the things I said not too long ago. This is one of the things I said before the season started. Liverpool should start the season with their solid midfielders, with their defenders. Start off with the core from last season. And that's exactly what Arne Slot did. You know, thanks. Shout out to him for watching this video and listening to me, you know. But they're solid in the back. Konate had his best game of the season. He was amazing today. You know, it looks like he wants to come over here and he wanted to prove to us that why he's worthy of coming to us. They kept the clean sheet. I think this is 2 clean sheets now. They kept it against Aston Villa on the weekend. Just a good display from Liverpool again. Shout out Arne Slot. He bringing back the core players. He's not scared. He's not scared of dropping Florian Wirtz against Aston Villa. He's not scared of dropping players, which is just something I respect, you know, because I have a manager who's scared of dropping players when they're bad. He's scared of dropping Mbappe and putting in. Let me talk about Liverpool first before I get to that. Konate, like I said, amazing. A player I love in Liverpool, right? I hate watch Liverpool. This season I've been hate watching Liverpool. Every season I try and choose a team to hate watch, right? But this season was Liverpool after all the money spent, everything, and the way they started, and the way that the signs I saw early in the season. But the guy I can't hate on is Dominic Soboslai. Like this guy, right? Since the beginning of the season, he's been amazing. He's been so good. You put him at right back, he doesn't complain. He does a job, and he does a good job. Dominic Soboslai has been amazing. He's so good. He wins his duels He wins his one on ones. He wins his. He is so electric. This man had like three shots on goal on Thibaut Courtois, and they were like very good shots. There's one that it was just on the floor, like a hard shot to the corner. Courtois got to it, but then the other one that Courtois had it really extended his hand. He even pass extended a little bit. It hit his wrist a little bit. It was such a good watch by him. I genuinely enjoyed it. I enjoy how he plays. Then he had that one on one with Courtois, where Courtois extends he extended as much as he could. He had his hair midair, and Dominic Soboslai like in another any other goalkeeper, Dominic Soboslai scores that 1-on-1. Any other day, so Dominic Soboslai could go on with 2 goals today. Genuinely, if we had another goalkeeper, Dominic Soboslai has 2 goals today, and he was amazing. He is very good. He is very good. I think he's the engine. He's kind of like the glue of that midfielder. And talking about midfield, I want to talk about a certain guy who shows up against Madrid every single year. Every time we play Liverpool, he shows up. He has an amazing game. Alexis McAllister. This man, I don't know what's about him, right? Because he hasn't had a good start to the season. Everyone agrees. Liverpool fans agree. I agree. Everyone agrees that McAllister hasn't had the best of starts this season, and honestly a little bit due to Slaw. Drops him, starts him, drops him, starts him, and you put him 2 games in a row, Aston Villa, and today, and he was genuinely very good. He's his IQ. He has a very high IQ. I think he's very underrated when it comes to this best midfielder in the Premier League. Everyone talks about Caicedo. Everyone talks about Rice. Everyone talks about these names, right? And the only reason people don't talk about McAllister is because they haven't been in good form. But if Liverpool are in good form, it's one of the reasons is due to Alexis McAllister, and McAllister should be in that conversation. I believe defensively, he wins his duels. He wins his balls. He fights for the ball. He gets the ball back. He is an attack. He distributes the ball very well. McAllister is the brains of this midfielder. I think I need to give a big shout out to their midfield. Gravenberch also very good defensively. He shifted his to the right a lot. He would help out Salah. In other past years, it would be Soboslai the one being dropping and helping the Salah defending thing. But today it was Gravenberch. It was times where they were have 3 in that side because they knew Mbappe's smart man would just be on the edge of the box. So you would have Gravenberch, Connor Bradley, and then sometimes Soboslai would come, or sometimes Salah would be in that area. So I want to give a big shout out to Soboslai, McAllister, and Gravenberch. They had an amazing game today against us, and they are very good midfielders who should be in the conversation from best midfielders in the Prem. I think they're left out just because Liverpool haven't had the best season, but big shout out to them in this game. Another big shout out, Connor Bradley. This guy, bro, this guy turns into prime Carvajal, prime Dani Alves. This guy turns into prime right back bro. Every time he faces us, I don't know if he doesn't like us or I don't know what's up with him, but every time he faces us, this man turns into one of the best right backs. I swear. Once again, the best game he's had. The couple times I've watched Liverpool, they were pretty bad, and Connor Bradley was on them. Was one of them, right? And God, this man kept Vinny quiet for 85 minutes. Genuinely, Vinny beat him once or twice, and I'm pretty sure both of them were in the first 5 minutes. But other than that, man, he kept Vinny quiet. He kept Mbappe quiet last season, and it's just shout out Connor Bradley, man, because I like when my players come big in the big games. Connor Bradley looks like every time they face a big game, a big team, he shows up, and I wish I could say the same about some of my players, right? Overall, shout out to Liverpool. I've been hate watching Liverpool. I've been enjoying the hate watch, but you guys know me. I am a big critique, but I will also give them their flowers. I will, when they're bad, I will tell you how bad you are. I will laugh at you. But when you're good, I will give you your flowers. I will give you the respect. And I think that's how it should be, man. I'm a truthful guy. If you're doing bad, I'm going to tell you. If you're doing good, I'm going to give you your flowers. Simple as that. And yeah, I think it's cool watching Liverpool find their feet. I think it's gonna. You guys know me. I want to get Premier League title race. So if Liverpool find their feet, I'm gonna enjoy this Premier League title. I'm gonna enjoy this Premier League season, right? So you guys know me. I want a good Premier League season, and if Liverpool find their feet, it makes the Premier League have a better season. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if they keep it up. They have City on the weekend, they'll have to face an actual striker that actually makes runs to the box and actually fights his center backs, and Erling Haaland, who is on smoke. Erling Haaland is on smoke, so I'm excited to see that game. I believe it's on Sunday this week. I'm excited for that and see how each. This is a big test for both of the teams, and the only thing that sucks is that Arsenal are going to run with it even higher. So Premier League title race slows down a little bit, but I want a good title race, so we'll see how that looks. But once again, shout out to Liverpool. Quick recap. I am very annoyed at how we played. I'm gonna talk about some of the externalities about this, right? I am so annoyed at how we just passed the ball side to side. I am so annoyed at how Mbappe is never in the box. I am so annoyed how no one's in the box. There is a moment where we had 8 players around the box and no one in the box. Konate and Van Dijk were literally just looking and scanning, because no one was in the box. There was literally moments where Konate and Van Dijk were like, who should we mark? Who should we mark? There's no one here. We're calm. As long as they don't shoot, we're calm. And it was so annoying. It was genuinely so annoying because there was times where we were counterattacked. We run 50 yards off the pitch. We would get to the end of the pitch, and then we would start passing side to side. Like, you literally ran 50 yards just to pass side to side. It was genuinely so annoying. And then Xabi Alonso, same thing as always, panics when in big games, when things are going his way in big games, he panics. Against Leverkusen, with Leverkusen against Bayern, he didn't make a change to the 80th minute. And with at Leverkusen against Atalanta, made absolutely no change in the final, a European final. Against Bayern, another Bayern game I watched, Bayern Leverkusen, he didn't play with the striker. He didn't. He played 4-4-2 with no striker. It was two wingers in the striker roles. He overthinks it in the games. He panics. He genuinely panics. You see him on the tank. He's like, "What should I do? What should I do?" He panics. No Enric. No Gonzalo. Gonzalo's the one I want to talk about. I've been wishing he gets more minutes. This guy was very good in the Club World Cup. Gonzalo Garcia deserves so many minutes. Before the season, we were saying this is our new Joselu. This is our striker to come off the bench. This is our striker to play some of the games. Gonzalo Garcia deserves way more minutes, but our center man is scared to drop a player that's doing absolutely nothing because of his name. It's genuinely so annoying because he when it comes to heading the ball, Gonzalo is very good. He is very good. He wins his duels in the air. He has such a good finishing. His head game, his headers is so good. He has such amazing headers, such amazing in the box movement, and we just don't play him. Why? Because he doesn't want. He's scared to drop Mbappe. He's scared to it. Arne Slot isn't scared to drop Rakitic. He isn't scared to drop Isaac. He isn't scared to drop Florian Wirtz. He isn't scared to drop Salah. We're scared to drop Mbappe when he's doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. We need someone in the box. I think, who was it? Gareth Bell said, sometimes you just need an actual striker. Sometimes you just need a striker to fight his center back. Sometimes you just need a striker to be in there. You shoot, rebound, strikers there, cross. Who do we cross to? Vinny has very good crosses. Carreras has very good crosses. Trent, Valverde have very good crosses. But who are we going to cross to if Mbappe wants to be on the edge of the box? This is why I loved Ronaldo so much, because he adapted his game to it. He adapted his role. He adapted his style to the striker role. You would see him make runs. You would see him be in the box, look for headers. You would see him do all of this. Mbappe looks like he doesn't want to do anything. How that he wants to just do nothing. Right? It's so annoying because he scores so many goals. So other fans will say, "Oh, but he scored so many goals. Why would you drop him if he scored so many goals before?" But sometimes we just need an actual striker. I watch this team week in, week out. There's moments where we need an actual striker. Against Juventus, we had a bad game against Juventus. We just got off. We just got the win. But against Juventus, we needed an actual striker. Against Atletico Madrid, we needed an actual striker. And you put a striker between the defenders, the defenders get more worried because they actually have someone to mark, and they might even open up some space for some other players to do something. Vinicius would run to the byline, and he wouldn't cross the ball because he knew there was no one in there. Valverde would go to the byline, he would try to cross the ball, but he wouldn't because he knows there's no one in there. Kylian Mbappe doesn't want to adapt his game to the striker role, and he scores so many goals. But like I said, you could score so many goals at Real Madrid, but if you don't show up for the big games, no one cares. Everything gets watched. That Barcelona win, I think it's watched now because this is another big game and we didn't show up to it. Like Mbappe doesn't want to adapt his game to the striker role, and it doesn't matter how many goals he scored because if he doesn't show up in the game, big games, everything he's done, all the goals he scored against Elche, all the goals he scored against Girona, that is all washed away. If you don't score in the big games, if you don't put in a performance in the big games at Real Madrid, everything else gets washed away. Last season, he scored 60 goals, 50 goals, 40 goals. Guess what? No one cares because he didn't show up in the big games. This is Real Madrid, guys. Vinny has no one to cross to. Valverde has no one to cross to. I'm not giving them excuses, right? Because they have terrible games as well. But sometimes we just need an actual nine, and Gonzalo is the player to do that. We were calling this guy the next Raul because of his finishing and his headers. And he's getting no minutes because Xavi Alonso is, I don't know what Xavi Alonso is on. And who else? Jude is good. Oh, that's the thing, right? A lot of people is like, oh, Jude, that's Jude's job. No, Jude's job is to crash the ball. Jude's job is to look for the passes. Jude's job is to be creative. He's a creative eight. That's his job. Jude will crash the box in moments, but he being between defenders isn't his thing. Jude crashes the box. Jude comes from the outside. He takes a couple players on shoes. He runs into the box. Ah, man. And then the thing is, you run into the box usually, right? Jude runs into the box, and there's usually someone there that the defenders are defending, and he comes and surprises them. He's not going to come in and surprise them when our striker is on the edge of the box. And look, it might sound like I'm blaming a lot on Mbappe, but if this is your team, this is meant to be Mbappe's team now. We took it off of Vinny, we gave it to Mbappe. This is meant to be his team. He's meant to be the best player in the world, and right, and he puts performances like this. And this isn't the first performance. You guys, a lot of you guys have like the goals against in the Barcelona game and the Atletico Madrid game fool you because he scored the goal, yes, but he did absolutely nothing after that. He did absolutely nothing against Atletico Madrid after that. He did absolutely nothing in the second half against Barcelona. And then this game, he didn't get his goal, so he can't hide his performance. He can't hide it, and that's how it is here at Real Madrid. And yes, we could lose a game. It's not like I'm asking to go undefeated. I'm not asking to go undefeated. But the way we lose, the style in which we lose is terrible. We get dominated. Every time we lose, we get dominated. I know we've only lost twice, but we get dominated when we lose. I'm not asking to go undefeated, but the way we lose it, is the style in which we lose it, unacceptable. It might sound it's literally it's actually unacceptable, right? We've had Champions League seasons, right, where we get knocked out by an amazing City time, an amazing City game, an amazing Prime City, right? We've lost to Prime City a couple times in the Champions League, but it's not like I'm not this mad, right? Because we tried, we put in a performance. City just get the better of us at the moment. There's been other games, right, where the teams get the better of us. They get the better of us. Arsenal got the better of us, and that game I was mad because we were trash. But look, this is a Champions League stage. Losing this way after look, this is the thing, right? After the Atletico Madrid game, I said the only good thing was the only thing that I hope happens is that he learned something after that game, right? He learned something off of the game, and then he faced Barcelona, let's be honest, Barcelona shot themselves in the leg, giving us a highline, giving us an easy way out. The highline was an easy way out for us. But then you go against Liverpool, and it looked like you learned nothing from Atletico Madrid. It genuinely looked like you learned nothing, and it's just annoying, man. It's very annoying because our next big game is Manchester City, December 10th. I'm gonna watch week in, week out, knowing that we might not show. We could win the next games, the next month, 4-0 every game, and I will still be. Will we show up against City? Will we do something against City? Will we tactically find a way to beat City? Will Mbappe show up? Will Vinny show up? Will D Housen get bodied by Holland again? And it's just these things, man. Um, that's the next big game we have. We have Atletico Bilbao too, but they're kind of low right now. They're pretty bad right now. But our next big game is City, and these next we could win 4-0 the next 4 or 5 games, and I will still question if we'll do good against City. That's how it is, man. It's sad. It's genuinely sad. Sad performance. Terrible game. Embarrassing game. Embarrassing. Genuinely embarrassing. But yeah,